everyone! It's that time of year again. It's time to do a pantry challenge. I typically do 2 pantry challenges every year, one in January right after Christmas, and then again one in the summer. Here's a look inside my pantries and my freezers. I have 3 freezers in my house, so I have quite a bit of stuff that I can cook from. A lot of the time we buy some things and we either don't like it or it gets pushed to the back and forgotten about. So this is a great opportunity to clean out everything, see what you have, and try to get really creative and see what you can make with the items that you have on hand. So let's get started and we'll see how this goes. So day 1 for dinner, I am making a turkey. I just dry it and then rub it with some canola oil and season it with salt and pepper. Stick it in the oven at 425 for 15 minutes, and then I turn the temperature down to 350 and cook it for another 3.5 hours. And then next up, I'm going to be making some roast potatoes with garlic. I just sliced up 2 potatoes here with a bulb of garlic. I melted some bacon fat that I had in the fridge, put it in the oven with the turkey at 350 for about 1 hour. Just make sure to mix it about halfway through. I also added on a little bit of salt and pepper just to season it up. Just kept it very simple. And here is our final plate. I also made a nice salad and then some gravy, as well as some cranberry sauce with some cranberries I had frozen from last Thanksgiving. It's day 2 and we're gonna have hot turkey sandwiches. First I took some pre-frozen mashed potatoes. I added some cornstarch and an egg white, melted some butter in a pan, and then I fried them until they were golden on both sides. Next up, I'm going to make the turkey. Add in 1 cup of water and the gravy mix. Once it's boiling, you add in some chopped up turkey, and then you are all done for a nice and easy dinner. Next, I'm just going to toast up some buttered bread, and here is our final plate. We have the hot turkey sandwiches, a side salad, the potato pancakes, and some cranberry sauce that I made. So it's day 3, and I still have lots of turkey to use up for the week. So tonight I'm going to be making some turkey quesadillas. What you can do is take any vegetables that you have left over in your fridge to put in them. I have some cherry tomatoes, some green onions, some pickled jalapenos, some black olives, and an avocado. This avocado was incredibly ripe, almost too ripe, so it got a little bit mushy, but in the end that doesn't really matter. It still tastes really great. I have these tortillas here. They actually got ripped in half, so this is a really good way to use them up. First you're going to spray your pan with a little bit of grease, then put in your tortillas, add your cheese. I just had some cheddar cheese, and then you're going to start adding your toppings. I have of course my turkey. Next up is my tomatoes and the black olives, the jalapenos, and the green onions. I also put all the avocado on top. I could have mashed it up on the side for a guacamole, but I just decided to throw it right in the quesadilla for ease. Then put on the top quesadilla and let it cook till brown. So here's our finished plate. We have the quesadilla. I served it with some salsa and sour cream, a side of corn on the cob, as well as some watermelon. Everybody really enjoyed this meal. It's day 4 and we still have lots of turkey, so tonight we are going to be making some turkey tetrazzini. So first thing I'm going to do is boil up these spaghetti noodles. Then I am going to take a half of an onion, saute that in a little bit of olive oil with some garlic. And then we're going to add in these mushrooms. I've had these sitting in my cupboard for a long time, so I'm glad I got to use those up. Next up, I'm going to put in some cornstarch, and I'm just going to move that all around and really cook out the rawness. That's very important. And once that's nice and cooked, I'm going to be adding in a little bit of cream here, as well as some cream cheese. And then you're just going to want to mix that all around so that the cream cheese gets nice and melted and your sauce gets nice and smooth. Just going to add some seasonings here, some salt, a little bit of pepper, and some Italian seasoning. We're going to mix all that in, And then you're going to add in your cooked turkey, of course, get that mixed in. Add in a little bit of mozzarella cheese and of course your cooked pasta. You want to get that all combined. You're going to put it in a greased casserole dish and in the oven for about 30 minutes. Here it is after I pulled it out. I added a little bit of chopped parsley on top, and here's our final plate. And I just served it with some buttered green beans on the side. Okay, it's day 5, and today I am making some turkey enchiladas. First, you're going to take an enchilada sauce and just put it on the bottom of your dish. And then you're going to take some refried beans and some chilies and just mix them all together. I actually made those refried beans with the navy beans that had been sitting in my pantry for a long time. You're just going to take your tortilla, put some of the refried beans down the center, spread it all in there. Add your turkey, of course, you can't forget that. And on top of that, I'm just going to add a little bit of cheese, not a whole lot, just a little bit. Then you're just going to roll it up and continue going until you use up all of your filling. You're going to put on a little bit more of the enchilada sauce on top, as well as some cheese. Cover it in tin foil and stick it in the oven for about half an hour at 350 degrees. And here's the final plate. I served it with some avocado, sour cream, and some Spanish rice. So this night I decided to make a dessert. I've had these green apples sitting in my fridge for about 2 months and they're starting to get a bit wrinkly, so it was time to use them. First I just peeled them, I cored them, and then I chopped them up. Put them in this bowl with a little bit of seasonings. I added some cinnamon, a little bit of cornstarch, and some salt. And then I'm going to do something that I've never done before, but it was a way to use it up. I'm going to use this butterscotch topping for ice cream that I've had in my fridge for probably close to 2 years. I added about 3/4 of the jar and I just gave it a really good mix. I figure everybody likes caramel apples, so maybe this will work out. I just put the apples in this little casserole dish here. It's pretty small. This was just meant to feed 2 people. This is the topping here. I'm just putting in some oats, some buckwheat flour, because that's what I had, a little bit of brown sugar and cinnamon, of course always add salt, and a little bit of butter. Then you're just going to mash it all up until it all comes together. Then you're going to take it and you're just going to spread it on top of your fruit here. Just cover the whole thing. You're going to stick it in the oven at 350 for about 30 minutes and a little bit of butter on top. Here is the final dish. It was delicious. We served it with vanilla ice cream and it was a success. We'll see you for next week's dinners.